Hi everyone, my name is Shudhab Das. In this section, I will be explaining about database module in MuleESB. So in this section, I will be creating a database and will create a table and will retrieve the record from that table using MuleESB. For that, I will be using XAMPP system for accessing MySQL DB. So I have already downloaded it. It is in my local. Go to click on XAMPP control, MySQL, click start. Click on admin and then click on Apache. Here is my database. So I have already created a database. Database is factory. To create the database, you just need to click on this new button and click the database. And then after creating the database, you need to create the table. You can create here easily. So I have already created the database and table. Table is database name is factory and I have already created the table. Table is employee details and I have already inserted the data in this table. 4 column in that table: employee ID, name, gender and salary. This is the table. So using MuleESB, I will be retrieving these records. So for inserting any record in this table, we just need to click on the table and then need to click on insert. And you need to put the value, or you can insert it using SQL as well. So now go to Mule, Anypoint Studio, new Mule project. Give the project name MuleDB project. Click on finish. Now drag and drop database module here. Click on add. Go to HTTP. Drag and drop listener. The connector configuration. Click OK. Path. You can only put the front slash or you can put anything, any name. Yes, I'm putting it as DB. Click on save. Now go to database. So I will be retrieving the record from that database. So for that I am using select operation. Select operation. The connector configuration. Click on add. In the connection I am using MySQL. So I need to create MySQL connection. If you use Oracle connection, you can create on Oracle connection as well. Click on configuration, add Maven dependency. Configure, add Maven dependency, MySQL colon. Click on register. Click OK in the host. So if you go to the database, village, you can see user is root, host is localhost. No password is defined here. Localhost port, default port for MySQL 3306. User is root. No password is there. Click on, and database name is I'm using database as factory. Test connection. Test successful. Click on OK. So in the SQL query section, select the SQL query. Register from employee details is the database name. Save. Now transform. We need the output as payload. So payload, and I am expecting output as JSON. Click on save. Deploy the project. Wait for few seconds. Successfully deployed. Now go to Postman. Click on this API. Click on send. Here is the output. We are expecting this output. 4 entry. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to database. You can see 4 entries are there. 4 entries. Now we are retrieving all the records. So in case if we wish to retrieve any particular record, we can use using this SQL query as well. Suppose I want to retrieve the record whose gender equal to male or female, and we'll pass that male or female value as a query parameter. So for that, what we need to do, let's see. We'll be passing this gender value as a query parameter, and we are expecting that output. Go to percentage data at 2.0. Go to query param. Here it is. We are passing gender value as a query parameter. Click on save. So now go to Postman to DB. Go to gender equal to male. So in the database, For gender equal to male, two entries are there. So we are expecting the output of these two entries. So let's trigger it. Not for a few seconds. Go to this. Click on done. Here is the output. So two entries as a her main gender equal to male. So here is the output. So we put female to get the output of female employee. So here all the connection details in the connector configuration. We have used connection details as hard coded. So instead of putting this hard coded value, we can pass this host and port or root or user value as a variable value or parameterized value. So for that we need to use YAML file. It is used to externalize database property. So go to resource, create new, go to file, resource, db.yml, click on finish, db colon host. What is not required since it is default user is root, and also password is not required since we are not using the password. In the database configuration, click on edit localhost. Instead of putting it hard-coded, you can use db colon. This is the format in YAML file. We are using this db. So format is something like $db dot host dollar curly braces db dot user. So it will take the host and user value from YAML file. Click on OK. The global element, create connector configuration property. Click on configuration property and add that YAML file. Click on OK. Now deploy the project. Let's see. Wait for the deployment. It got deployed successfully. Now click on this. Yeah, we are getting same output. This time it is not taking the database details directly from database configuration. Instead of it is taking from YAML file. So now we are not using hard-coded value in the connection configuration. We are using YAML file. So if you want to use this, if you want to move this code in production, in that case, uh, you are not expecting to use this dev database details. So in that case, you need to use production database details. For production database details also, you can use db underscore prod and db host. Suppose I am putting the production database details, how it works, how it will be deployed, and when it will run in production, how it will take the database details from production. Suppose production host is localhost, user is test prod. In that case, we just in the connection configuration, instead of adding this dev YML file, if you add this as a prod YML file, it will take the database details from production. Again, for that we need to change the code. So we can pass this prod and dev value as a parameter as well. If you go to configuration XML, you can see in file name is db underscore dev. So you can use such way as well. IENV, and then while execute this project, you need to execute as a run as Mule configuration. Go to argument. Here you can pass argument value something like DmyEnv equal to if it is dev, then pass it as dev, or if it is prod, you can pass it as prod. In this way, you can execute this application. This is for local system. If you want to do the same things in standalone server, you need to go to standalone server config file, then wrapper.config. Inside this wrapper.config, you need to add this parameter value. Also, one more thing, concept. One more thing is like in database as well, there is a concept like watermarking. So if you want to capture the change data in that time, you need to use watermarking. I'm not going in details for watermarking. That is all from this section. Thank you all.